morning to everyone in the villages. I'm meteorologist Ashley Baylor. Another afternoon where it is going to be hot and muggy with a chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm. As far as ERIN goes, just give it a couple of more days and we'll officially be able to put ERIN in our rearview mirror. Let's just hope the next two disturbances aren't going to be in our windshield. And I really don't think they are. I think the next two disturbances that are moving through the Atlantic aren't going to be nearly as threatening or as menacing as ERIN is, but I'll show you the very latest. Highs will be in the low 90s this afternoon. We'll be under scattered clouds with a chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm. But just like yesterday, I think most of us will escape the day perfectly dry. I'm not as optimistic for tomorrow. I do think we are going to see widespread showers and thunderstorms develop around midday. So inevitably that is going to affect some outdoor plans. You want to keep an eye on the radar. Now, speaking of the radar, here's a look at Hurricane ERIN, still a powerful Category 2 hurricane with winds sustained at 105 miles per hour. Now, ERIN will start turning away from the North Carolina coast. High waves have already lashed the Outer Banks. I don't know if you've seen any photos or video coming in. It's been quite impressive, though. The biggest concern was overwash along Highway 12, which is the only road along the Outer Banks once you get south of Nags Head. And you can see here, Highway 12 was completely submerged just north of Hatteras. And it's not over. The next two high tide cycles will likely bring more overwash. This is why parts of Dare County were under a mandatory evacuation. Now, closer to home, a high surf advisory remains in effect from West Palm Beach all the way to the Florida-Georgia state line. Even though the storm is well north of us now, breakers could still be around 5 to 7 feet. A high risk of rip currents is now expected through the weekend. I mentioned this yesterday that the threat of rip currents would likely remain through Saturday and Sunday. So if you want to go to the beach this weekend, the Gulf Coast will be a safer option. A small craft advisory also remains in effect. Nearshore seas could range from 5 to 8 feet, whereas offshore will likely be around 7 to 9 feet. Please be careful in the inlets as well, especially during the outgoing tides. Now, we are monitoring two more tropical waves in the Atlantic. The first one, marked in red, is still a few hundred miles east of the Lesser Antilles. A tropical depression could form by this weekend as it pivots north in ERIN's wake, but this one will likely be a fish storm. The next one behind it could become a short-lived tropical depression at some point, but conditions are not favorable for further development. So all of that is good news. Now here's a look at our 7-day forecast where temperatures are going to be in the low 90s over the next several days. We're not seeing as many mid-90s here. Now, as I mentioned, we're likely to see more widespread showers and thunderstorms starting midday tomorrow. That could also remain the case for Saturday and Sunday. Then once we get into next week, we're more likely to see those hit or miss pop-up showers and thunderstorms. So that'll be for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'll catch up with you a little bit later, but have a good Thursday.